Welcome once again to this highly questionable nonsense. What do you like today, Bomani?
How the Warriors getting on my nerves and the season hadn't even started
Already? Dale, papi.
Are the cursed Cubs suddenly clutch?
Oh, what they did to the Giants yesterday. The Giants, keep in mind, were 10-0 in elimination games. If that were an ability, you think they would have summoned it last night, up 5-2 in the ninth. But look at what the Cubs did. The cursed Cubs did this in the ninth after a couple of walks. Then you got Zobrist doing this. Bullpen for the Giants is a disaster. And San Francisco could feel this coming, which is really a reversal of fortunes for the cursed Cubs in that stadium because of how bad their relief pitching has been. And then you get some of this here.
They're getting pecked to death by geese.
Right? And not a lot of balls hit hard other than that Zobrist hit. Were you happy for the Cubs, Bomani, or were you happy for their fans?
It's a division series. What are we talking about here? Like, this cursing about this. Now, it's been a long time since they've been to the World Series, let alone the 100 and change since they won a World Series. But this is just a division series. So what happened? They played a team with a bad bullpen, and the bad bullpen was bad.
There's plenty of time for the doubt and the fear and the scared to creep in. Joe Madden, by the way, was saying that he was thinking in the ninth inning, oh, Cueto at Wrigley Field is going to be really hard. And Cueto was saying, I want to get to Game 5 because I want to see who's got the coconuts. God, I would have loved to have seen a Game 5 at Wrigley.
Thought you were going to say you wanted to see some coconuts, at which point I was going to be very confused.
What don't you guys say it like it is? The Giants, they bad, that's all.
Because we're not allowed to do that on a Disney network. You're the only one in the history of the company who's allowed to curse on television.
Do you think Kevin Durant is right just to let it rip from now on?
All right, so Kevin Durant was kind of making reference to the way the universe goes, balls bouncing, cookies crumbling, and he said he guess he's kind of glad that the Warriors lost the finals last year because then if they had won it, he probably doesn't wind up there. He didn't like the way the Boogeyman media characterized that, and now he says he's just going to let it rip from now on. And I feel like this is no less than the second and probably the third time that I've heard Kevin Durant say something like this. All these guys on this team, they seem to understand the villain treatment is coming, right or wrong. Do you think that they're built for this? Because Kevin Durant's been shielded from media for 9 years, and it's about to get really real, really fast.
It is going to happen. He has been in Oklahoma City. He's been a superstar, but everyone's been very gentle with him, and now that's about to change. Here's the saving grace, though. They're the best team in the history of the sport, so they can deflect all of this nonsense and the way we are going to overcover them by being so much better than everyone else that he's actually going to be shielded from the thing that is dangerous, which is him having to do everything in the playoffs the way he's had the last 4, 5, 6 years in Oklahoma City that he won't have to do now that he's got more help.
One thing, though, there are lots of reasons why the Heat didn't win the championship in 2011. One of them, running out of gas for dealing with us for all these years. And those guys are better built for it than these.
He's totally right about that, but also totally right is this. They could lose Kevin Durant to an injury for the season, and they're kind of almost still the team that won more games than anyone in a regular season, even if Durant breaks down.
Well, I think that he should definitely let it rip and say whatever he thinks. For example, I'm the best man in this team. Just give me the ball time after time after time. I'll show these guys how to win a championship, and that's it, buddy. I'm the new sheriff in town. That's it. New rules apply.
And if he's going to keep letting it rip, go ahead and say it, Kevin. Look at my shoes. Now look at Steph's shoes. Who's the superstar?
Should we give Greg Popovich prop for telling Boban Marjanovic to get his out of town?
Wow, that was exceptionally well read. Are you as stunned as I am that my father nailed Boban's name first? And no, he was off. It seemed close enough. Here's the great story in San Antonio. Popovich saw that, Marjanovic had a $21 million offer in Detroit, and he only had $3 million to give him in San Antonio, so he said, you've got to get out of here, even as Boban wanted to stay in San Antonio. What a great culture they have in San Antonio, unlike any across sports where guys consistently want to take discounts to be a part of what it is that they have happening there, even if it's the difference between $21 million and $3 million. Popovich told him, you got to go get that money and more playing time in Detroit.
By the way, it is Marjanovic. Someone here has to say this Serbian gentleman's name properly because they just wanted to step all over it while being proud of themselves.
No, I was trying.
And then you got it wrong yourself.
I was failing.
You should have listened to me. Anyway, so Popovich, good on you. It really is good on you to say, hey, go take the $21 million. But let's be clear about this. As this Boban guy is big and people like him a lot, if he was a little bit better at basketball, Popovich would have been a little bit less pushy about go to Detroit. It would have been like, money really is not the most important thing in life. It's camaraderie and friendship and stuff.
I'm on to you. Second reference, you called him this Boban guy because you didn't want to try his name
Marjanovic.
again. I mean,
Marjanovic is not hard. The streets know him as Boban. He's Boban.
The streets.
The streets.
Is it a good look for Greg Hardy to transition to MMA?
I'm fairly amazed by this. A pass rusher who is cheap and available and 28 years old has basically been blackballed for a variety of reasons that include he's a jerk who's defiant, isn't apologizing to anybody, and there's that whole guns and domestic violence thing. But given that the NFL has banned him basically from the league, all the teams colluding to keep him out, this is a great villain turn for him to go to a violent sport without having apologized to anyone in the NFL and now turn into the wrestling heel.
Right, and the biggest issue, though, with him in the NFL is he demonstrated himself to be unreliable, showing up late while not actually sacking the quarterback. That'll get you out of here with all this other stuff. But the move to MMA, he could turn into today's Sonny Liston if he happens to be good at this, which I suppose is possible. All the things that make him toxic to an NFL team make him box office boom for an MMA card because people will tune in to see if somebody can beat him up. Floyd Mayweather has made hundreds of millions of dollars according to the same template and similar allegations.
The thing is, he's not very likely to be good at this. Imagine an MMA guy right now trying to just simply transition into football. You can't really do it because you don't have a history of training. None of these football guys who are actually menaces have worked out in MMA.
Is Nick Kyrgios good for tennis?
Nick Kyrgios. You may remember Nick Kyrgios. We put him on this show when he acts a fool on television, which he has a propensity to do. He didn't really feel like playing tennis yesterday. And when I say he didn't really feel like playing tennis, I mean he didn't feel like playing tennis. He said he was tired, said he played a bunch of matches, and then he just comes out here and does this stuff. At one point, telling one of the officials that he's trying to hurry up and go home.
Didn't he win a tournament last week?
There he is.
He didn't feel like playing in this one. Backward cap. You don't see a lot of that in tennis, do you?
I wouldn't even dap that dude up after that. I'd have just left. Now, after the match, he was asked about, whether he owed the fans a little bit more.
I don't know him anything. I'm what? What does that even mean? I'm good because I'm good at hitting a tennis ball at the net. Like, big deal. Like, I don't owe him anything. Like, it's my choice. If you don't like it, I don't ask you to come watch. Just leave. If you're so good at giving advice and so good at tennis, why aren't you as good as me?
That doesn't sound like it's good for tennis, saying that to your customers, leave, why aren't you as good as me? But that is good for tennis. Attitude, personality, we tend to like bad boys. Usually not when they're quitting, we don't love that, but if you're going to give us that attitude, that's something that people will absolutely look for to find in tennis and make it more interesting when you got personality.
If you're really good at tennis, he appears to be pretty good at tennis. Pretty good relative to the professional scale, of course, but he only appears to be pretty good at tennis. This isn't like a polarizing jerk. There's the other side of McEnroe, who's just almost like this artist playing tennis. Jimmy Connor had this endearing quality to him that brought people to it. This dude just gives off clown. Ain't nobody trying to be down with that.
Okay, but this is the kind of honest I would like from Kevin Durant if he's going to let it rip. Can we get those sounds from Kevin Durant? I didn't ask them to come. Why are you booing me? Be better. Be as good as me if you want to come watch me play.
But I could have done what he did, just so you know. I could do that.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Is he just going to, yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Wow.
I mean, wait a minute.
Wow.
What a move. Time to play the game that slept on the sofa last night. Do you question?
You give us topics and events. We question them.
Do you question Russell Westbrook athleticism?
Like, never. I'm trying to think of things I question less than I question Russell Westbrook's athleticism. Thunder Mavs last night.
Against the Bucks.
Did you do something clumsy or?
Kyle Singer looks so old. Old.
Wow, that is not something I'm used to happening.
No.
What just happened there? What happened?
He's missing Kevin.
Oh, he's missing Kevin. That is
That's
longing.
right.
That is longing that's dragging him down. That is heartbreak.
No, that heartbreak is going to be when he's touching the top of the square and they're doing reverse dunks during the regular season.
His heart is heavy, though.
His heart is heavy. That explains everything.
You know what? That reminds me of someone.
Who? I have. That is not similar at all. I mean, no, it's not. I mean,
Good enough for me.
Okay,
Him too.
It's just a cheap trick my father does to fill out the show on days we're light.
You're outvoted 2-1.
Do you question if this kid should be on a basketball court?
We go out to volleyball, Bay Area, 5'9" guy that I'm imagining can jump a little bit. What do we got?
Oh, wow.
Okay, he can jump more than a little bit. Those are crazy hops, Bomani.
They are. And I'm telling you right now, he can't hoop to save his life. Because if he could, he wouldn't be hanging out in there with them volleyball players. Because you see what's in that room with them volleyball players? Nothing but other volleyball players. He'd be somewhere where you could get you some attention for doing these things, you know?
Did you guys notice, by the way, that none of those videos showed any dribbling? Like, if basketball allowed you to simply dunk a basketball that way, then maybe he'd be playing basketball.
I feel like, though, he'd get a job as halftime entertainment for somebody, right?
Oh, man. I remember when Russell Westbrook used to jump like that.
You
know,
remember?
That was a long
Yeah,
time
I
ago,
know.
yeah.
You remember that? That was, I long for the days of athletic Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, what was that, May, June?
Do you question if this is revolutionary?
What is this going to be?
Oh, excellent. A revolution is taking place, and this is where we discovered the third question in a flimsy Do You Question segment. Is he just going to, yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Wow.
I mean, wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait, what a move. That's a strike, buddy.
Yes.
Strike.
Wow.
That's right. Look at that guy going.
But hold on a second. Are there no gutters here? Is it bumper bowling?
No, I don't think he didn't go in the gutter. Also, they don't make bowling shoes typically that are that fashionable, I don't believe. Like, how did he manage to do this without seriously injuring himself? The separated shoulder, the broken tailbone.
Boy, he put a spin on that ball.
Wait a
telling you
minute.
something,
That wasn't
guy-
spin. That bounced off the gutter. That was not spin. That was spin.
spin. That was spin.
That's spin.
Look at that. Let me see it again. I don't believe you guys.
That's spin.
Recognize the revolution. 1, 2, 3. That's it between the legs. There we go. Ooh.
That's spin.
Okay,
Spin
that is spin.
like that.
Okay, and yes is the answer to the question. This is revolutionary.
Oh, those are bowling shoes. My bad. I didn't mean to accuse you of using the wrong equipment.
Man, I remember when Russell Westbrook was that athletic, you know.
Again with that joke? You're going to that joke again?
I can't imagine how furious Russell Westbrook would be if he stumbles upon this.
Real hustlers don't stop. They keep going. You can lose your life, but it's going to keep going. Why not risk life when it's going to keep going? When you die, somebody else was born. But at least we got to say, we ran up them digits, we ran up those money. We ran up them digits, we ran up some money. We ran up them digits, we ran up some money. Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that looks hot in a mankini. See or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On NBC Sports Network, Blues and Blackhawks.
Look at my father smiling, happy about this. Hockey opens tonight. I don't know if I'm breaking that news to you. They just broke that news to me. It follows in our show the crazy, wacky guy spinning and not throwing a gutter ball in bowling. That's how we celebrate the opening of the hockey season, and also by showing you a hockey goalie.
Corey Crawford is his name, and then he went over there.
What just happened? What did Corey Crawford do?
What hockey does, that thing there, except you normally don't see it with goaltenders.
Why is he attacking someone in the corner?
That's why we're here.
Okay, that's why we're studying this video. We don't know what happened there.
It's also pretty late to put that stick down.
We did not conduct a thorough investigation to get you the details of why it is that Corey Crawford did that. That is the more customary behavior from a goaltender. And that concludes our opening night of hockey coverage. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Opening night of the hockey season, so now I need to put into my schedule to not watch.
Poppy, what about you? Are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, this is St. Louis against Chicago, but I'm rooting for St. Louis because last night Wolfbound got out of hand, when the Cubs say they won. So tonight St. Louis is going to get even, and Wolfbound is going to hide under one of those seats in that arena there.
I don't think Wilbon cares what the Blackhawks do.
Oh,
in the first
he
game.
cares. He cares. Not as much as the Cubs, but he cares.
First game? Why are we going after Wilbon?
On ESPN, E60, the brothers Bennett, a bro file.
A profile. Is this a case of Kevin Durant when he says he's going to let it rip? Is he going to let it rip the way these guys let it rip? Listen to the way these guys let it rip.
Witten didn't talk to me when I was in Dallas. He didn't help me. Very rarely did we talk. I hated him. I hated Witten.
I don't think Roger Goodell's doing a good job. He can find me, say what you want him to say, but doesn't do anything to put his body in any harm. But yet, he gets to make every decision. Congratulations, NFLPA.
Some people that you want to be a leader is not the guy that's the leader. And everyone in the locker room knows that this is not the leader, but this is what you want the face of the team to look like.
Hell yeah, college players should get paid. NCAA gets paid, Rose Bowl gets paid, everybody gets paid but the people that's making a product. In some countries, they call that slavery.
We just had a bunch of on the roster. That's why we didn't win games. And coaches like the
In some countries, they call that slavery. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I think the more amazing part here we're losing sight of is they do all of this, and Michael Bennett does it in a I Can't Breathe t-shirt, and everyone seems to love them. How have they pulled this off?
I love the picture we showed of Jay Cutler while he said face of the team. That was really funny what we did there. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. That's one side of their personality that I didn't know, that they were so outspoken, that they had a take on everyone there. Had a take on Fidel Godell. They had a take on Jay Cutler. They had a take on that. What was the name of that guy that played for the Dallas Cowboys? I was very disappointed. They didn't say anything about Jerry Jones, though.
So this is the first time you've heard of these two fellas. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, well,
They've been on our show a combined 3 times.
They've been on our show.
They look exactly the same.
oops. I don't keep track of faces very well.
Okay.
Names.
There you go.
On E, catching Kelce.
This guy's got a great life. He's the tight end for the Chiefs. I feel like the worst thing about his life is Alex Smith. I think that's the single word. No, it wasn't a joke. I was serious. Let's see what we've got here. Let's check in with him and his dating show. Wow, like him a little less after that. Did you have the same feeling? That happened to you too, right? Bomani, are you intrigued?
So is that what dating looks like when people aren't that smart?
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I'm telling you something. This is something that I was not expecting at all, selecting a date in a gym for a VIP date. Did you see that video that we had on that couple, in doing the scissor move on the gym?
Oh, wow,
That's
really?
right.
My
That's
dad is
one
now
that I,
going,
Wow.
That's
right.
He's going to walk in the gym one day and say, honey, I thought maybe this time we could try something new, something I saw on the internet.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Back tomorrow. Talk to you then.
Gracias. See you mañana.
That video makes me want to go to the gym. I'm only kidding. I never go to the gym. My gym is walking my dog.
I didn't even know you did that.
Poorly.